Hi, Lisa Baker here again from DeBrian Baker Coaching. I want to talk to you today about the top tip for de-stressing, which is being present. Now, I know we've talked about the fact that you work all the time, so there's no question that you're being present physically at your workplace. What I'm talking about is being present emotionally and mentally, that you're actually there. I know that we have seen examples, all of us, and probably done some of them as well, for not being present, such as looking at your phone when someone's trying to talk to you, or being on the receiving end of that as well. Um, or sitting in front of a project that really needs to get done, but all you can think about is someone that you had an argument with last night, or perhaps you got cut off in traffic, or something that is hanging around from the past, that's still on your mind. So that also means that you're not present. Some people are not present because they're thinking about things that might happen in the future. Let's say there's a big meeting coming up and you know that people who are there are difficult to interact with. That also steals from this moment of being present. So if any of those things sound familiar to you, you've done them, I know I've done them, it's perfectly normal that those things are happening. You have a lot on your mind, you have a lot going on. It's very challenging at times to switch from one event to the next. So what we're going to do today is we're going to try to talk about some ways that that you can be more present. And I will say that when you're not present, you're really not bringing your best creativity, your best, your juiciest ideas, because your brain power, which is only available at 100%, is being split, maybe 80-20. So you've got 80% in the past and 20% in this moment. It's just not bringing everything that you have to bear, all of your talents, to the matter at hand. So I think what we're going to talk about may be helpful to you. So the first thing that I want to suggest to you that might be helpful is the idea of keeping a parking lot. So you may have heard of this in meetings where something is on somebody's mind, namely yours right now, a past event that has already happened, that is sticking with you. I recommend just keeping a little pad here by your place where you can write down, this is something that's on my mind, so that it's there, it's concrete. You know that you can come back to it and deal with it later, but you don't want to deal with it right now. So that's my suggestion about having a parking lot. You can always go back to it and decide later that you want to deal with it, but right now I've got some stuff I've got to do, so I'm going to write that down. Another idea about being present in the moment is to just take a deep breath. What I've found is taking a deep breath, or maybe, a few, is that it reconnects you to your body, where you are right now. It helps you kind of focus in, okay, I'm working on that project right now. So let me just take a deep breath and shift gears from where I was to where I am now. The other thing that I would recommend is really just thinking about, why is it that you're sort of drawn into the future? So that event, that meeting where it's going to be difficult to deal with the people, why is that drawing you forward? I think there are a couple of questions that you can ask yourself to sort of draw you back to this moment. So the first question that you can ask yourself is, how does spending time thinking about this now really help me with the project that I'm working on in this moment? Very similar to the parking lot idea, this thing that you're thinking about may not have anything to do with what you're doing right now. Again, you might want to jot it down. But if it is relevant to what you're working on right now, how can you use what it is that you're concerned about to potentially work on this project in a different way to create a better outcome in that future situation? How can you control maybe the outcome of that discussion to make it more positive based on what you're working on right now? So that's really a couple of things. There are many other things that you can do, but we're going to just start with those for now. But basically, let me just reiterate, we're working on being present, and the ideas for being present are to create a parking lot for that past item that's lingering in your mind. Write it down. You can think about it later. taking a deep breath, reconnecting to your body where it is right now, which is sitting in front of the computer working on a project. And thirdly, ask yourself some questions about what you're anticipating is going to happen and how you might be able to use that information to make your project even better. So once you've tried some of these, I would really, again, love to hear from you on my LinkedIn page or my Facebook page. Both are called DeBrian Baker Coaching. Please let me know how these tips work for you. Until next time, this has been Lisa Baker of DeBrian Baker Coaching, and I wish you the best in your de-stress.